Everything we know about Dolores Catania possibly joining The Real Housewives of Rhode Island exclusive. Dolores Catania's future in The Real Housewives universe may be getting a change of scenery. One source, however, exclusively told Us Weekly that nothing is official with the longtime Bravo star just yet. Dolores may be appearing on The Real Housewives of Rhode Island, but not necessarily in a friend or full-time capacity, the insider explained to Us. She has authentic roots there, and the idea is she would set a tone, but not as an official cast member. On May 7, Bravo announced their upcoming slate of programming with a mix of returning shows and new additions. In addition to The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, The Real Housewives of Orange County, The Real Housewives of Potomac, and The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City being renewed, the network also announced The Real Housewives of Rhode Island is officially in the works. Set against the shores of the Ocean State, The Real Housewives franchise expands into the world of a tight-knit circle of Rhode Islanders who have deep community roots and families that go back generations, the synopsis stated. With aspirational lives, thriving businesses, and tangled family dynamics, these decade-long friendships prove that in a state this small, there's no escaping your past or each other. Bravo has yet to announce the cast or a premiere date. When asked about speculation that the latest Real Housewives city will feature a cast member from another show, Andy Cohen stayed mum. "I think that's been a little overstated," he told People in an interview published Thursday, May 22, before adding he's open to the idea. It's really about who's in Rhode Island. As for what Bravo fans can expect from the show once it's ready to go, Cohen, 56, described it as Italian with a capital I, and teased that it'll give fans early Jersey vibes, referring to The Real Housewives of New Jersey. Catania became a full-time cast member on The Real Housewives of New Jersey in 2016 ahead of Season 7. Since then, she has brought her love for family and loyalty to the Bravo show while trying not to pick sides in the cast's biggest feuds. Since the show was paused in 2024, Catania has appeared on The Traitors and has been serving as a guest co-host for iHeartRadio's Two Teas in a Pod podcast while Teddy Mellencamp battles cancer. Hold on to your espresso martinis, Bravo fans, because there's a whisper in the wind, a rumbling in the marble kitchens of the East Coast, and a diamond-studded rumor floating up from the Atlantic. Dolores Catania, the fiercely loyal, gym-toned, straight-talking fan favorite of The Real Housewives of New Jersey, may be planting new roots in the Ocean State. Yes, The Real Housewives of Rhode Island, a franchise no one saw coming but now absolutely cannot live without, is reportedly in the works. And while the cast list remains unconfirmed, multiple sources and not-so-cryptic social media hints suggest that Dolores might just be making a power move north. So what do we actually know? Here's everything we've pieced together so far. From Jersey strong to New England chic, Dolores Catania has been a steady force on RHONJ since Season 7, known for her no-nonsense attitude, fierce loyalty, and her complicated yet endearing relationship with ex-husband Frank Catania. She's the kind of housewife who brings an old-world sensibility to new-age drama, ride or die for her friends, a sucker for family tradition, and completely unafraid to call out the BS, no matter how high the stilettos. But lately, eagle-eyed fans have noticed something different. Instagram stories tagged in Narragansett, a cryptic tweet about fresh starts and salt air, a Pilates studio follow in Providence, and then the real clue, a snapshot of Dolores having brunch with a group of very polished-looking women, none of them recognizable from any current Housewives franchise. One caption read, "New vibes, new tribe? Cue the Bravo sleuths." The rumor mill churned. Could Dolores be pulling a Vicki Gunvalson-style crossover, but with an East Coast twist? Why Rhode Island? You might ask. Why would a Jersey queen trade in her Garden State zip code for the compact charms of Rhode Island? Well, let's consider the evidence and the appeal. For one, Dolores has long hinted at wanting a quieter pace of life. With her children grown, her various business ventures humming along, and her relationship with Paul Connell, a native of, you guessed it, New England, becoming more serious. It's not a stretch to imagine her looking to settle somewhere new. And let's not forget, Paul is reportedly building a home in Rhode Island. Not just a beach cottage either, but a sprawling modern estate with plenty of space for hosting, healing, and high-drama dinner parties. In recent interviews, Dolores has waxed poetic about the state's charm. It's peaceful. Everyone's in each other's business, but in a good way, she said during a podcast appearance. It reminds me of the old neighborhood, but with better seafood. What would the Real Housewives of Rhode Island even look like? Let's dream for a moment. If the Real Housewives of Rhode Island is truly in development, what flavor of drama can we expect? Picture this: a collection of well-heeled women from Newport, Barrington, Providence, and South Kingstown. Some inherited old money. Others married into boatloads of it. A few are first-generation self-made queens who turned coastal boutiques into empires. The backdrop? Gilded mansions, yacht club soirees, contentious town council meetings, and PTA turf wars that make Teresa's table flip look like a handshake. Add Dolores into that mix, and you have fireworks. Imagine her navigating a luncheon where no one eats the lobster bisque because it's not locally sourced. Picture her telling a pretentious gallery owner to calm down after a minor sculpture controversy. Envision her bonding with a down-to-earth mom from Westerly over weightlifting and wisecracks. She would ground the cast. She'd bring edge. She'd shake the seafood tower. Bravo's silence. Strategic or suspicious? Bravo, as expected, has remained mum. Andy Cohen has dropped no hints on Watch What Happens Live, and no official press releases have surfaced. But that's not necessarily a dead end. The network loves a surprise. Remember when RHOSC was announced? Or when they dropped Ultimate Girls Trip out of nowhere? It's very on brand for them to develop a new show under the radar, only to unveil it with a "Guess Who's Back" teaser. Dolores herself has neither confirmed nor denied the rumors. When asked directly during a recent Q&A on Instagram, she replied with a wry smile, "I go where the love is." She then added, "I'm a Jersey girl, but I'm not afraid of a little change." Cue the suspenseful music. The fan reaction. Jersey versus Rhode Island? Predictably, fans are torn. Some are thrilled by the idea of Dolores spreading her wings. Let her be the OG in a new city, one Twitter user declared. She deserves to be HBIC. Others worry her departure would leave RHONG unmoored. She's the only sane one left. Without Dolores, the show is just screaming and wine-throwing, another posted. It's worth noting that Dolores has always been a team player, but never afraid to make bold moves. If she were to jump ship, she'd do it with class and clarity, likely with her signature line, "It's not personal, it's evolution." What if it's all a red herring? Of course, there's always the possibility this is all smoke and no fire. A well-placed brunch photo. A little online mischief. Maybe she was just visiting Paul's family and went to one too many open houses. But even if Dolores doesn't end up on the Real Housewives of Rhode Island, the conversation speaks volumes. It's a testament to her enduring appeal that fans are clamoring to imagine her in a new city, starring in a new kind of drama, but with the same heart of gold energy.